She's facing prison time, possible restitution, and loss of an annual six-figure congressional pension. Corrine Brown, now a felon, who, with the help of her lawyer, is going to keep fighting.
She has always said and will continue to say that she's not guilty of these charges, and that's not going to change.
Only on 4, Brown's pastor tells News 4 Jax what she's going through right now.
She is at home with people who make her laugh.
She has been both a star and a lightning rod and a civil rights pioneer on the North Florida political landscape for 35 years.
Tonight, this 70-year-old veteran public servant stands convicted of ripping off members of the public with what were claimed to be contributions to a charity. Contributions the government proved were really going to pay for personal luxuries. You saw it here live. As Brown left the courthouse, she looked grim and didn't say a word. Her friends and family kept a protective line around her until she got into the back seat of a black Mercedes sedan and was driven away on Duval Street. Her attorney said that she's at home with family and, quote, letting it all sink in.
This afternoon, she was convicted of 18 of the 22 federal charges that were filed against her. They range from fraud to corruption to conspiracy. We are staying on top of this big local story. We're going to begin with Joy Purdy, who's been anchoring our coverage from the courthouse from the beginning. Joy, you spoke with Brown's pastor just within the past hour.
Yes, Tom, Corrine Brown's pastor as well as her attorney, both of them looking toward the future, both of them standing by her no matter what was said in court. A stunned Corrine Brown leaving the federal courthouse after hearing a unanimous verdict in her corruption trial, guilty on 18 of the 22 counts against her. Though she's now a convicted felon, the judge allowed her to remain a free woman at least until her sentencing in 90 days, and she likely will remain free while she appeals.
This is just part one in a very long process, and there are a number of motions that we intend to file that we believe will stop this case from going forward to sentencing.
Defense attorney James Smith saying he plans to work with Brown until the end in the fight to win back her innocence and good name. Their next move, asking for a new trial. If that's not granted, Brown will be back in front of a judge for sentencing, during which her attorney says we would likely hear from a number of people we didn't see during the trial.
You don't sentence someone solely based on the charges. You sentence them based upon their life. And she's done a lot of good things. I think even her harshest critics would admit that she's done a lot of good things.
Corrine, I know you're heartbroken.
Asking for privacy the next few weeks, her pastor says he will continue to encourage and stand by her.
She is not in this by herself. Her daughter is not in this by herself. And that we as her family will not abandon her no matter what is decided.
Bishop Rudolph McKissick says he's known Corrine Brown since he was a preschooler and believes her as she maintains her innocence, and he plans to say that in open court if called to testify during her sentencing.
Well, I've already told them that I want to be the first one called.
I took a lot of notes when I was talking to the bishop. We talked about what Corrine Brown might be doing right now as she reflects on what just happened. He called her right after the verdict. We talked about that. He also addressed the fact that his son was one of the students selected to go on that trip to China. That came up during the trial. Corrine Brown put that together. The prosecution questioning what the requirements were for the students who were selected. He talked about that as well. We are working right now behind the scenes to get that entire interview with the bishop online so you can hear everything that he had to say. Look for that after the newscast on the homepage of news4jax.com. Tom, Mary?
Thank you, Joy. One of the big questions on many people's minds, how much time could Brown spend in prison? Channel 4's Francesca Amaker continues our coverage now. And Fran, you spoke with attorney Randy Reep about this. He pointed out the answer to that question will come from Judge Timothy Corrigan.
Yeah, he basically says, Mary, that it's completely up to the judge. He's the one who knows the atmosphere of that courtroom, who was there, who knows the entire tone of everything that has been happening for the last couple of weeks. And tonight, when I did speak with attorney Randy Reep, he gave me a little bit of insight on what he feels she'll be sentenced. A convicted felon 18 times over after Congresswoman Corrine Brown was found guilty Thursday afternoon in a federal trial stemming from the theft of money from an unregistered Virginia-based charity, One Door for Education. Now, many are asking, will the former longtime Congresswoman ever see the inside of a prison cell? And how long could that sentence be?
With 18 and 22 counts of felonies, if they were stacked and she got the max on everything, she's still looking at many lifetimes of incarceration. That's not what's going to happen, but that is still what she's facing on the max end.
So what are the maximum number of years Brown could face for each count? 20 years for the conspiracy charge, 100 years for the 5 counts of mail fraud, 140 years for the 7 counts of wire fraud, 5 years for the 1 count of scheme to conceal material facts, 3 years for the 1 count of obstruction of IRS laws, and 9 more years for the 3 tax fraud charges. A grand total of 277 years. But Reap says she may serve only a fraction.
I think it's very likely she does between 2 to 3 years in prison. Does that get converted to some sort of house arrest and those type of things, or a sentence according to that? I think that's possible, but to think that a publicly elected official who's now been convicted of these charges does no jail time, no prison time, I think is very unlikely.
And coming up at 11 o'clock, I speak with a federal attorney who knows a lot of the bigwigs who are inside of this trial and has been inside this courtroom a couple of times himself. He talks to me about how crucial the next 90 days will be. For now, reporting live, Francesca Amaker, Channel 4, the local station.